Beer. I'm glad you could come in today. So, give me an idea of what's happening in your family right now.
Well, right now I'm a single mother of two kids, two teenagers. Um, I work full time and a part time job.
Okay.
Um, I've been given the opportunity to get a full time job that would pay monetarily what both my jobs would, but they also offer to pay for college.
Okay.
So they have a college, where I could go at night. So, no, I'm really anxious and nervous about changing my entire life and work schedule kind of upside down.
Okay. And what has you feeling anxious today? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rate how you feel today?
Today I probably would say about an 8, 9. Just stressed. I'm stressed about whether I should take this step and go ahead and go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really nervous and anxious about that.
Okay. Can you give me an example of when you first felt kind of anxious or even lonely or unconfident type of feeling?
I would probably say the first time I really felt stressed or anxious would probably be when I was 15. My parents were both killed in a car accident. And so I went to stay with my grandmother, and she raised me from the time my parents passed until she passed 3 years ago.
Okay. And you mentioned that you have been married previously.
Yes, I was married. He's the father of my two kids. But we divorced a few years ago. He was cheating on me with somebody at work. So we kind of went our separate ways and just, decided to end our marriage.
Okay. And when you first found out about Jackson's affair, how did you react to that?
I was willing to forgive him. I tried to talk him into going to marriage counseling and go to classes, but he said that our marriage was over and there was nothing that could be done to save our marriage. So kind of decided that he didn't want to work on it anymore.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like you wanted, you kind of wanted to keep it going, but maybe that wasn't a mutual feeling between you guys. When you learned about that affair, did you think negatively about yourself or more so about Jackson?
I more took it internally. Maybe if I'd have been a better wife, a better mother, if I'd done things differently, if I'd have been more of a woman, maybe he would have not turned to someone else. I kind of felt like it was my fault that he had the affair.
Okay. I know you said, that you had some confident levels when you did find out about the affair, but what kind of attributes do you value about yourself that you think has improved during motherhood? Because I know you mentioned that you have a couple children as well. Is there anything you think you've had before you became a mother that you brought and it has intensified even more so?
I'm resilient. I always make sure that whatever I start, I finish. I'm strong. I'm a strong, because I have to be for my kids. The only person they have is me. So I know I'm a strong person. Yeah, I guess that would be what I feel like I brought in. I was strong because of my parents passing. That's something that probably carried over to, me being a mother is being strong and resilient.
Okay. Sounds like having children really has brought out that strength in you that, kind of motivates you to be strong for them and for their well-being. Can you describe to me a situation like a crystal ball effect of if there were no issues and everything could be perfect, what would be your ideal situation?
My kids being successful, going to college, because I want them to always, know that education is important. Me being on my career path, where in a career that I would love, and my kids just genuinely being happy. That's my ideal life setting, would be my kids genuinely being happy.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable, definitely. Before or after the divorce, what was a time that you remember feeling really confident and good about yourself? Just like a moment that you can highlight and say, you know, really, I was great. I was really, really confident and really high self-esteem at that point of time.
Probably when my son made the all-star team.
Okay.
You know, watching him grow into a very confident young man, and seeing, you know, that he's actually starting what he finished. That's my aha moment that I've been a good mom. You know, that I've done okay by them. That, when he made it, knowing that he's gonna continue, that's my moment.
Okay. It sounds like the time and energy you put into raising them, you see it shine through their actions. So that kind of makes you feel like, I'm doing something right type of thing. Have Lainey or Maverick, that's their names, correct? Have they voiced their concerns about the time that's going to be taken away from them when you do start school and start this new job and everything?
Maverick is more concerned about whether he's going to make it to practice. So that's his thing, is, making sure that, because he knows that, he's voiced that education is important. That he knows that I need to do this for myself and for them. So, he's okay with it. Lainey hasn't really said much, but her actions, you can kind of tell she's not ready for me to, be gone as much. She doesn't really say much about it, but you can kind of tell that she's kind of not ready for me to kind of push her, to be more independent.
That's understandable. With adding on this new workload of school, what are other kind of issues that you're concerned about regarding Maverick and Lainey?
I think just that he doesn't feel like education for him is as important as his baseball career. He feels like he needs to get in and start, playing professional sports at a younger age, because, we all know that the older you get in, professional sports, the less likely you're, to be, continued to get repicked or, for, the team. So I would prefer him to, go to college, but he's not really looking forward to it.
No.
So, and Lainey, just typical teenage stuff. She's, I don't have any concerns with her right now. She's, seems to, be an okay kid. I guess my biggest concern with them will be the relationship with their dad.
Okay.
They don't, he doesn't spend as much time with them. He's remarried with another child on the way. So I would think that my biggest fear is that they're going to be pushed out even more than they already are. So I think that would be my biggest concern for both of them, is their relationship with their dad.
Okay. And it sounds like you kind of want to make up for them not being as close to their dad. You don't want it to seem like there are no parents that are concerned and that don't want to spend time with them. So it's kind of like you're trying to be double the time because of Jackson not being there as much. What do you want to gain from earning this degree in school?
I really want a sense of fulfillment. I want a career. I want to, somewhere that I enjoy going to every day. You just don't have to go to work. You enjoy going. I want something that's going to be a place that I'm going to be from here on out. Something that I enjoy doing. Not, just, oh, I have to go to work again today. So that's really, I just really want a career.
Okay, sounds like you know what you want to go after, and the goals that you want to set. How would you make the needs of continuing your household with the teenage children possible with your increased time out of the home?
I guess I would have to split up chores, which is hard to get teenagers to do chores these days, but I'm not big on giving up what I feel is my responsibility. So I guess setting up a chores list and divvying up, some of the responsibilities and making them more, I guess, independent from me. That's, probably what I would have to do, is divvy out some of the work.
It sounds like you kind of mentally already kind of started setting actions into play as far as, well, if I am out of the house, all day one day or half of the week, what they can do to help out and still keep things on somewhat of a routine. How has, I know you mentioned you lost your parents at a young age, how has that affected your desire to be in your children's life as much as possible?
A teenager needs someone to go to, and I feel like I really didn't have that, so I kind of feel like I want to make sure that I'm there for them, and I want to make sure they have someone to talk to, that I want to, I can still give them, give them advice that I just feel like I didn't have it. I want to make sure they do. I want to make sure that they have a present parent.
Yeah, and sounds like with you losing your parents and then with the combination of Jackson not being there, it's kind of like, you have this impression that you've really got to step up and do the most that you can, even if you do feel overwhelmed sometimes. So I'm sure that can contribute to your anxiety that you feel at times. Do you think that your loss has affected all areas of relationships in your life, whether it be work, friends, family, husband, anything like that?
Yeah, I think that losing both my parents at the same time, and then going through the divorce, and then going through the loss of my grandmother, I kind of get the sense that people don't stick around. That there's always a sense of, when are they going to leave? What's going to happen? So I think that kind of spills over to my kids, because I want to make sure that they know I'm there, if they need me. Because I think I kind of don't get that. I don't get that, somebody's always going to be there. So I want to make sure that my kids, always have that feeling that I'm there for them.
Okay. It sounds like because you've had that feeling, that it does kind of stress you out, that you would never want them to have that same feeling of being left behind, or, not having the closeness that you would have liked to have at that time as well. What do you think you need to do to continue to have a positive mindset going forth on this new path for your life and your children?
I guess going forward, like I said, I'm not big on divvying up, responsibilities. So I guess holding them accountable with chores, and maybe, realize that this is what I need to do. I need this for me for once. I need to do this for me. So maybe doing it, not just doing it for them, but doing it for me for once.
It sounds like you kind of want to make it clear that, for right now you might not be home as much, but in the end you're doing this to support them and show them that education is important, which is something that you want them to value as well. What type of additional problem solutions do you think could be helpful to you, as far as, now you said Jackson's not really, maybe not be able to help out with the children, but do you have any other relatives or friends that might be able to step up and assist you, especially on the busy days when you do have to work and school on those same?
I guess I would have to reach out to some of the the baseball moms to make sure that Maverick was still able to get to where he needed to go. Reach out to friends to keep an eye on Lainey, and make sure that she's taken care of, or that she's, I guess, looked after, looked in on, because teenagers can be sneaky. So I guess making sure that they're taken care of while I'm doing what I need to do to take care of their future. So I guess divvying up some of the responsibilities of looking after them is probably what I would more than likely need to look into the most.
Okay. Yeah, and sounds like you already have this plan kind of worked out to where, as you get closer to when you do start this new job in school, then you can have everything somewhat worked out to where it can be kind of a routine for the kids. But we can definitely implement a treatment plan to kind of keep you, step by step, so you don't, have any anxiety levels or things like that, to where you could really continue to be positive and succeed in what you're doing with school and work. So I can put together a treatment plan, and if you're interested in making your next session, I would be happy to do that for you, and then we can follow up and possibly meet weekly or whatever it is that you need. So I really appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you very